All right, we got practice, was it 18 today? 18? Am I right here? 18. Practice 18. Had a good day yesterday. I was happy with yesterday and what we got out of the guys yesterday compared to the day before. I thought the day before, it was good practice, but it wasn't like what I wanted. So we'll clean up some more things today. We're out in Shells. So, I'm excited to see if we can push through it. These are those days, I think I told you yesterday, I forget who I talked to, that I really wanted to see them push through that practice yesterday, and they did in pads in the heyday of camp. So I'm excited about where they've been here after 17 going into 18. Okay, I told you I'd give you some updates. So then give you some updates so you don't have to ask. First update is I told you I'd give you a starting kicker. Trey Butowski is our starting kicker. Okay, he's had the best numbers coming through camp. He was a young guy we brought in, and as a true freshman, we're excited about his future. So he will be the starting kicker coming into the opener. So that's information number one. So we're happy for him and his family. Our team is excited. Number two, just to give you some roster moves, I feel pretty good, and you're never out of the woods, right? I mean, as far as just injuries go, but we have lost a couple guys, a few guys, I should say, to season-ending injuries. So Jaden Bonsu is out for the year with a lower leg. We've also lost Jeremiah Marsland with an upper body for the year. So those are two linebackers that hurt us. And then James London is no longer part of our football program, and I'll leave it at that.
What does the depth outlook now look like in the linebacker room with Bonsu and Marsland out?
We got, again, we know, those are two good football players. Obviously, with Biles, Kyle Lewis, and Braylon Lovelace, you feel great with those three guys. But Cam Lindsey's been bad. Cam Lindsey keeps getting better every day. It's like, whoa. The light bulb's really, just physical, thudding up stuff. I'm like, is that him? What's he weigh now? He looks like he weighs 225. I'm not quite sure he's that heavy right now, but Nick Lappy has had he's had a great camp. So those guys got to step up. And again, it's just the next man up. So we still feel good at that position, obviously.
Who would be the next man up in the middle?
In the middle, right now, it would probably be Nick Lappy, be like the Braylon Lovelace. Lappy would be in. Lappy would be the first one in at either the money or the mic, and I would say obviously Cam Lindsey would be the next guy out to star.
You had talked earlier in the spring about maybe having 4 linebackers out there and like your nickel package.
Yeah.
With Marcelin being out there, kind of put the time on it.
No, it doesn't. We still have that in, and we got good enough athletes. It's a matter of having that linebacker on the field, especially when people cross the 50, where you can still get in an odd front, but not be have a little skinny guy in there like me. I wish.
I know you were hoping you could still use Lovelace inside and outside,
yes.
Move him around. Are you more limited now that he's going to pretty much have to stay inside all the time?
Not necessarily. I mean, if he needed a break, Lovelace go in, Lappy go in there, wherever we feel based on the game plan. And so, I mean, we can adjust and move guys around.
What do you feel like Trey's effective range is just heading into week 1?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, you're range in practice or range in the game?
Yeah, good point.
So we don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out what his range is. But he hit a 49. I mean, he can hit from 50s. I mean, he's got power. He's got an explosive leg. He's a good kicker.
Do you sit down with the kicker? Is that one where you can sit down with a paper, take the names off, and just say player A or B? Let the numbers decide who
There's no question about it. A few years ago, if you guys remember, matter of fact, the 2021 season. Okay. I'll drag it up, but Ben Salt's a true freshman, scholarship kicker. We had Sam Scarton, who was a walk-on kicker, and who won the job that year. Obviously as a head coach, you kind of go, the scholarship guy, he better win the job, right? Sam Scarton beat him out. We won a championship with the walk-on kicker that obviously earned a scholarship because of it, in camp. So then you had 2 kickers on scholarship. So that's the name of the game. But we got a lot of faith in them. And again, game days are game days. But when it came down to pure numbers, Sam Scarton beat out Ben Sauls. Okay, as far as just the numbers go, like 10, 12%. I forget that exact number, but and it was just clear. But then the next year came back, Ben Sauls bounced back. That's I think I may have mentioned it too. Sometimes, whether it's in the draft process, but for what Ben did, nowadays most guys, they quit, right? They see that, they go, okay, I'm out of here. I'll go somewhere else. It's just an easy way to quit. Ben Sauls didn't quit. Ben Sauls fought back and beat beat Sam Scarton out and won the job. To me, that's I talk about that a lot in recruiting. Like, that's what it's all about. Like, compete for your job. And there was a lot of competition. There wasn't like it was easy competition out there. There was competition, and like there is at every place. But you either want to compete or you don't want to compete. If competition scares you, and there's only one position, only one guy at your job, I mean, there's no competition. So, competition is learned, okay? You don't become competitive when there's only one guy standing back there kicking, or you only have one quarterback and you have nobody else and there's no competition, not good. So there was a battle there. And the percentages, without a doubt, were in Trey's favor.
Sorry if this is kind of a silly question, but would you ever consider moving Rasheem or Kyle into the middle for this spell?
You know what? We could always do that, but don't see a need to. You guys talking about position change and all that. Like, we're good where we are. We feel really good where our linebackers are. Obviously, you'd like to have more depth, but that's the game of football. Everybody in the country's got the same problem. We've been fortunate this camp so far, so knock on wood. Hope you guys don't jinx me giving you damn injury updates. That's one of the reasons I don't talk about it. I'm going to blame your butt if something happens today.
Any other position battles solved yet? Left tackle?
Not yet. Well, we'll get you too deep on Monday. I thought that kicker was an interesting one that I'd give to you early, but at that point, no. There's things going on, but I think you guys will have a pretty good idea. There won't be a whole lot of surprises besides the one I gave you today. Give you the surprise.
We noticed a few guys on the D line not practicing the past couple of days. Do you have an update on any of those guys?
No.
The defensive end?
Nope.
Speaking of defensive end, Joey Zielinski, I'm wondering just at this point in camp, compared to when you guys started, has he been a guy who's displayed an upward trajectory? Or has
There's no question about it. He just keeps getting better. I mean, it's starting to click. He's had like the last 3 practices. I think he was, you guys probably saw it on Bates' Twitter about the player of the day. He might have got it 2 days in a row. I think. At least been, shared it with somebody. But he's doing well. So it was good to see. That's, we thought that's what he was, but that's where we are.
At the end of camp here, where does the offense sort of sit compared to this time last year?
Oh, we're better. We're better. But you know what? We can say we're better on August 21st. We're going to find out on game day, right? I mean, we can talk about all we want. We're playing against each other all day. So we'll find out. But, I feel really good with where we are as a football team. But we got to go play. We got to play the game. The game is played on Saturdays at noon or 3:30 or 7 p.m., and we got to wait till those days.
Eli said, I think it might have been on media day, that at a few points over the offseason he watched film with you to get your perspective on defense, to help him see coverages, see the defense. Is that something you've done in the past with quarterbacks to sort of get that defensive perspective?
I'll give them the defensive perspective, as well as just show them how to, I feel like I know how to study, period. The other thing besides just talking coverage and what it looks like, what's the difference, what does our defense look like compared to what you've seen in the past, but also just to teach. I don't know if kids spend enough time, they're on their computers or on their iPhones, they're on their iPads, but watching tape and learning how to watch it. When guys just go in to watch a game tape, that doesn't tell you anything. Okay, to me, I love to dissect, and that's the fun part of my job is to watch an offense, sort it. Okay, we put every information you put in the computer, you get out of the computer. So what you put in, you get out. So we have so much stuff in that computer where our GAs and all those guys work their tails off to input in the computer. Sometimes we don't know how to use it. So I was really also teaching him just how to get it sorted to where he can see every cover 2 in a row, every quarters in a row, every 3 week in a row, where he can study it that way. And it's hard to, it's just, they don't have time. They don't, so I wanted to make sure I want him to be that film rat. I want him, to be that way.
Do you often find yourself going to offensive players, coaches, and saying, "Hey, watch out for this because this is what I would do"? This is how I would go after you?
That's my job. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. I'm going to them about things I see on defense, but also what hurts us. What hurts another team. And again, we're going to face a team that's very similar to what we do next week. So.
Eli talked a little bit about reviewing, I think he said with Cade, reviewing the film from the Cal game last year because he talked about how they like emptied the Rolodex of
Coverages.
Yeah. Do you think him having that tape has maybe helped him just to be able to recognize things? And he said he's watched it numerous times.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he's watching more tape, and when you talk about the improvement, it's recognition of coverages and safeties and knowing who's telling you what the coverage is pre-snap, and a lot of it's pre-snap. I mean, you can imagine sitting back there and people walking around, moving, and you're trying as a quarterback trying to dissect what it is. He has become pretty good at that. Now, again, we'll find out on game day how it transitions from practice to game day and from the videotape to game day. But those are. I mean, when you start to imagine where he'll be in a year or 2 years. I mean, like that takes time. And Kenny Pickett didn't have it right away. Nobody's going to. I mean, stuff's happening fast out there.